So, today's vocabulary, we'll go through the vocabulary first. I don't have time today to do the quiz, but I want to introduce the vocabulary. And then tomorrow, I'll come back, run through the vocabulary again, and do the quiz. So, welcome to today's vocabulary. These are our phrasal verbs. So we'll start off with the phrasal verbs. The first one is get off. Okay, so get off has many meanings. I think you know get off, for example, talking about the bus or a plane, right? So more or less people who have level B1 know get off the bus, get off the plane, get off the train, get off your bicycle, get off a motorbike. However, we want to look at this one, escape punishment, right? This is probably C1, I would say. So if you escape punishment, you can also say to get off. For example, he got off with a warning. He got off with a warning. So maybe the police stop you and they say, hey, you were driving a bit fast. But we're not going to give you a ticket, but if we see you again, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so he got off with a warning. Sometimes people can say as well, he was left off with a warning. Okay, he was left off with a warning. So that means he wasn't punished, but they said, hey, be careful. The next meaning is finish work. I think maybe good B student, 2 student might know that one. So for example, what time do you get off work means what time do you finish work? Okay, what time do you get off work? What time do you finish work? You might say to your friend, hey, what time do you get off work today? Hey, what time do you get off work today? Hey, what time do you get off work today? So this is instead of what time do you finish work today? Instead of what time do you finish work today, what time do you get off work today? It's the same. All right, next one. So we have get in. So obviously, if you're here, you know that get in, we can have get into a taxi, get into a car, okay? But that's not what we're looking at today. We're looking at to be elected, to be elected. So it's like for government. For example, she got in as mayor. So she was elected as mayor. She got in as mayor. She was elected as mayor. That's one. And the next one, be accepted into a school or organization. To be accepted into a school or organization. For example, he got into Harvard. So that means he was accepted into Harvard. Okay, he was accepted into Harvard. He got into Harvard. He was accepted into Harvard. Okay, that's number 2. The next one, get out. And I also included get around for anybody who's curious for a synonym. Hi guys. So I have a WhatsApp group for anybody who would like to be in the WhatsApp group for this vocabulary. You can send me a message and then you'll know when I'm going online, because unfortunately with work, it's going to be maybe a different time every day. And sometimes I don't know, hello. Sometimes I don't know until just before when I can go online or how long it's going to take me to prepare the notes and the quiz. So yeah, I think there's about 15 people in it now in the group since last week. So it's nice. And I send a notification when I'm going online. And after, I'm going to send this vocabulary to the WhatsApp group. And then everybody who's in the group has it. So you can let me know if that's something you're interested in. So get out, right? So obviously, hey teacher. Hello, hello Vadim. Do you want to guess? You can guess if you like. If you guess correctly, I'll tell you, okay? UK. Not from the UK, but really close. Really close, but not the UK. You're very close. So get out means get around. So in this case, it is to become known to the public. You can guess again, Vadim. Yay, good job. You're right. That's it. You got it, Vadim. So become known to the public. Hello, Anna. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you. Become known to the public. For example, the news got out quickly. Some tips for B2 exam. Wow, I don't know. You see, I don't know how far along you are for the B2 exam. And well, are you going to an academy or do you have a teacher? Oh, I have a good tip. Actually, I do have a good tip. If I were you, I would buy, this is what I do with my students. I'd like to be new. Yeah, Vadim, you can send me a message, Vadim. Send me your WhatsApp number and I'll add you to the group, okay? Okay, on your own, it's on your own, not by your own. We say by yourself, on my own. Okay, Mike Sker? What I would do if you're studying for your B2 exam, for sure on Amazon or wherever, I would buy like a book with 8 practice exams. Hi. Oh, thank you, Anna. Teachers, can you say teachers rule? Teachers rule. I can say it. Buy the exam book. I have some here actually, but I wouldn't like to show them on the screen just in case I have a problem. But go on Amazon and buy a book which has like 8, I think my one here for B2 has 8 exam papers with the answers at the back, including and a link for the listening. And then sit down and give yourself X amount of time for the use of English, and then for the reading, and then for, well, writing is more difficult to correct by yourself, but and practice the speaking in a mirror or record yourself, and then you can check the answers. And when you're with this book, I would take a highlighter and mark all of the phrasal verbs, all of the B2 level vocabulary that repeats itself, and then use this to study. But like that's what I would do as my number one tip. Okay, good question. So get out. So you probably know get out, like as in get out of a car. But in this case, it's to become known to the public. So it's like gossip, information that you want to keep secret, no? But it escapes. It gets out like Pandora's box, okay? And then get around is many people are speaking about this, about the news. Everybody's talking about it, okay? So the news got out. The gossip like escaped, okay? Next one. Get back. So it has many different meanings again. Like last news about beheaded. I didn't know about that, Vadim. About that news. I'm not sure about this news. Was there some news like that in the UK? I didn't hear about that. So the situation in Dublin. In Dublin, really? Oh gosh, I haven't heard about that. I'm going to check. Hello, Monica. I'm going to check that. I didn't know about that. So it hasn't reached me anyway. So, hi. Hello. Okay, get back. I know from Moldova. You heard from Moldova, this one. Hi, where are you from? Hello, Dean. Dean, you can guess if you like. If you put it in the chat, right, I'll tell you, I'll affirm if it's correct, okay? So, get back, yeah. in this case, you can get back money. For example, I think everybody knows that one. No, like get your money back. If you buy something and you're not happy with the product, you can give them back the product and you get back your money. Okay? I think that's a pretty familiar one. But we also use it like in a more advanced way. Receive a reply. To receive a reply from someone. Frankly speaking, I have no clue. You have no clue! Frankly speaking, he says. You can give a guess. Actually, if you scroll up in the chat, somebody already guessed. Okay, Vadim, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm Irish. I'm from Ireland. But maybe the Netherlands. Oh, that's a good guess. A lot of people guessed that. A lot of people guessed that. Yeah, I see. Okay, yeah. So, receive a reply. For example, where are you from, Dean? So, for example, I'll get back to you tomorrow. We use this a lot. It means I'll reply to you tomorrow. Poland. Oh, I love Poland. I haven't been there yet, but I have a lot of students there and they tell me like amazing things about Poland. So it's on my list. I want to go to visit Gdansk, Rzeszów, Warsaw, and there's another place, I can't remember the name. Oh, I think it begins with P, but I can't remember the name. Poznan. I want to visit Poznan at some point. It's on my list. High up on my list now, I think. So yeah, okay, so receive a reply, example, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Okay, get through. Let me put this down here. Yeah, all my students from Poland are so smart. Yeah, and their pronunciation is so good and they're so nice. Yeah, I really want to go. Okay, get through. We've already seen this yesterday, the day before yesterday, I think. We saw it in terms of connect to someone, right? Like connect on the telephone, old-fashioned telephones, you know? When you call and say, hello, can I get through to number 9 Sunflower Road, for example. So we saw this, it was on Tuesday or Wednesday, Tuesday maybe. But in this case, what I want to look at now is to survive a difficult experience. To survive a difficult experience. So for example, we got through the crisis. It means we survived the crisis. All right? And a very typical one, it's so nice, it is, we will get through this together. It's like, we will survive this together. So something difficult has happened and you say to your friend or your family member, we will be together and we will help each other survive this. We will get through this together. We will get through this together. We got through the outbreak. We did. Yeah. We got through the outbreak. Absolutely, we did. We did, absolutely. What's this? Oh, Dean. Look, I actually mentioned this last week about how I can accept people, and I don't know how to do it. So I think I've seen other people doing this on lives, but I'm not sure how to do it yet. So bear with me, please, and I will figure out how people can join in, but I'm not actually sure how to do it. If you guys know, let me know. I'm not sure. I obviously need to press some button, but I'm not sure which one it is. But it would be really cool, and then you guys could practice your pronunciation or tell me your examples verbally. But I'll figure it out, I'm sure. We got through the outbreak was a really nice one. Yeah, something that helped me get through the outbreak was, and I was living in an apartment at the time, and one neighbor, he put like a huge sound system on the balcony, and every evening at like 6 p.m. he would play music for everybody on the street, and it really helped me get through the outbreak, the pandemic. Victor, what is your advice for those who feel stuck in B2, even if they understand more complex English, C1. Yeah. You see, it depends on a couple of different things, Victor. Like, for example, if you are living, what country are you from? I'm not sure. I'm embarrassed to say, I'm not sure. And you've got your flag, Bulgaria. Bulgaria, okay, sorry. I don't know what issue I have with flags. From Bulgaria. So, and are you working in English, or like during the day, like during your week, you never speak to anybody in English? A fantastic way to improve is like if you're working in English and you're working with other English speakers. I mean, obviously that's a great way. If you don't have that opportunity, watching like everything you can on TV in English. When I'm watching TV, I always put, for example, I'm learning Spanish, no? I put the Spanish in the TV in Spanish and then the subtitles in English, so that I know when there's something in Spanish that appears that I don't understand, I have the translation below. I don't believe in this watch it in Spanish and look at the translation in Spanish, or watch it in English and look at the translation in English. Hello, Barbie! And look at the translation in English. I think that's ridiculous, because if I hear something that I don't know, I don't understand, I'm still not going to understand if I see it written down, you know? So that's one. Yeah, Victor, get married to an English girl, get married to. I was gonna say that, or date one. It's a really good way to improve your English. I was gonna say that, but I didn't. I've actually said that to people in the past. It's a really, really good way. Depending on, it could also end in divorce, eh? I have those cases too, where the overcorrection. Not really, and it's tough to find someone to practice your English with. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not saying it just because I'm a teacher. I really am not. I have a lot of work, but I don't know, it doesn't have to be me. But it's also really good to get a teacher. You know, even if you just meet once a week. I'm learning a language at the moment, and I have a teacher, and we meet once a week. I don't have time for more, but I try to do class once a week. Yeah, and it's really beneficial. And it's the same for yoga. I practice yoga. I've been practicing yoga for 20 years now, but I still go to yoga class once a week. And yesterday, well, every day, my teachers, there are two, Ines and Ricardo, and they are really, really good. And they always push me to do a little bit more than I think I can, you know? So I think having a teacher is a really good idea. And tonight, for example, at 8 o'clock, I'm going to running training with a teacher, Christina. You know, because they always help you, teachers just help you to move past when you're stuck, you know, for sure. Now I've missed some things here. That's what I would say for B2. Oh, request to join the live. No, nothing appeared here, Dean. So I didn't hear anything. What language? Portuguese. Portuguese. So Spanish is a bit similar to English. Spanish, I don't think Spanish is similar to English, personally. I think Spanish and Romanian are very, very similar. So if you're from Romania, it's very easy to learn Spanish. Italian and Spanish, Portuguese and Spanish, and French also. They're all Latin languages, but English and Spanish are not, in my opinion, they're not similar. I wouldn't say so. English has much more tenses. You think English has more? I accept. Okay, so now it's appearing up there on the screen, right? It's appearing up there on the screen, the request to join the live. But Dean, can you speak to me in private first? Because imagine, I think it happened the other day. It could be like a really crazy person. I'm not saying, I'm sure you're totally normal, but a really crazy person trying to enter the live. And if I click accept, and this person is doing something totally crazy, you know? So if you write me a message and I realize you're a normal person, yeah, okay, you seem totally normal and lovely. So write me a message and tell me, I don't know, say hello or whatever, and then I will try to think of a way that how can I I will prepare a class where people can interact a bit more. For sure, I would really like to. And thank you for that, because now I saw on the screen that you appeared on the screen too. I'm just afraid because last week there was an issue with this, because it could be a person doing something really not good on the screen. I speak Romanian. I can tell that it's like Italian, Spanish. Yeah, it is. Actually, Vadim, Romanian is the most similar to Spanish of any other language. I think it's like 75% similar or something like that. I wouldn't say English has so much tenses. No, English doesn't have so many tenses. Spanish has many more tenses, for sure. Yeah, English is quite basic in terms of tenses, actually. It's more the vocabulary, phrasal verbs. I speak Romanian. I can tell that it's exactly, yeah, Spanish, etc. Okay, where are you from? Don't want to offend you, but you are giving Latin country vibe. Me giving Latin? I am giving Latin country vibe. That's quite funny. I lived in Mexico for a year, actually. Yeah, and I love Mexico. I think it's my favorite country. So, and I have lots of students from Brazil. I've been to Paraguay and Argentina. And I was just listening to some music from Colombia while I was preparing this vocabulary, actually. I can totally relate there. A lot of people on TikTok saying, yeah, Dean, yeah. So I didn't realize, and it was actually somebody in the chat said, Vikki, don't answer that call or whatever request to share the live. And I was curious, but I didn't at the time. Yeah. Okay. So get through. We've got this one. Okay. Get across. So get across. This is to communicate an idea successfully. Cross from one side. Oh, sorry. I should read the example here. Communicate an idea successfully. The speaker got his point across. So the speaker communicated his point, right? He communicated well. And the other one is cross from one side to another. This is a bit easier. So we got across the river. So this is the river, and we got from one side to the other. We got across the river. But I think this one is the more advanced one here. To get your point across. You can say, okay, you can stop speaking. We got your point. You got your point across. We understood what you want to say. The next one, get around. So this is travel from place to place. Travel from place to place. For example, she gets around by bicycle. I think speaking of the Netherlands, people in the Netherlands get around by bicycle, right? Now, another one is avoid a rule or problem. Kind of like a loophole. Avoid a rule or problem. Like a lot of people try to find a way to get around paying taxes. How can I get around paying taxes? Me, no. But some people, okay? Yeah, so people try to avoid it, to escape, to go around, to get around paying taxes. Okay, get down. This is a useful one. To get down. So this is to make someone sad. And it can be a person or a thing or an event. No? It can be a person, event, thing. For example, don't let failure get you down. Don't let failure get you down. So don't lose hope, Don't lose hope. Keep your spirits up. Keep your spirits up, for example. Can you please tell some about grammar? Yeah! What would you like to know about grammar? User 4818, for sure. What would you like to know about grammar? Dean, get around to doing something also means to starting something. Yeah, it does. We saw this one the other day. Absolutely, it does. Yeah, it does for sure. To find the time to do something. For example, I finally, I hope I get around to painting my house this summer. True story. I hope I get around to painting my house this summer. It's true. Okay. Anna, I always used spirit instead of spirits. I was wrong all this time. Oh yeah, keep your spirit. Yeah, okay, Anna, yeah. Keep your spirits up. Yeah, okay. Probably nobody realized, but yeah, keep your spirits up. Okay. But if you are saying this to people, you must have a really good level. About how I can make tenses, user 4818. Okay, so my classes, user 4818, they're for people who have quite an advanced level of English. So my students, they more or less manage the tenses already, and they want like vocabulary, phrasal verbs, expressions, idioms, stuff like that. So you can, if you like, user 4818, you can write some examples in the chat if you want to check something, and I can tell you if it's correct or not. Okay, but my students aren't so much interested in tenses. Like, you mean present simple, past simple, present perfect, past perfect. It's probably a bit too easy. But you can write something in the chat if you want. If you want to try something with one of these, like get down, it will be got down. He has been getting down a lot lately. You know, he has been feeling down a lot lately. It's don't let them get you down. She didn't let him get you down. What's grammar tell about some? Yeah, some and any you mean, is it? Maybe you mean some and any. Okay. So, yeah, get down. Don't let failure get you down. Don't let him. Oh, yeah, okay. I wanted to read these. So, don't let failure get you down. Don't lose hope. Keep your spirits up. Okay. Don't let, this is very typical. Don't let it get you down. Don't let her get you down. Don't let the boss get you down. Okay. Really, really typical. You can say to your friend, if your friend says, hey, I can't deal with the boss. The boss is making me feel so bad. He's always criticizing me. Your other friend might say, hey, don't let him get you down. Don't let him make you feel bad. Okay? Do you help people with their preparation for the C1 exam? Yes, I do, Dean. Yes, I do. I have quite a few students. My inspiration for doing this TikTok is actually one of my C1 students. Yeah, one of my best students. She told me in April, that she was having difficulty remembering all of the phrasal verbs, all of the collocations, stuff like that. And that was the reason I started making TikToks, is for her. I consider her a friend also at this point. So, yeah, I do prepare people for Cambridge C1. So get into, become involved in something. For example, she got into trouble. It is the same meaning as I'm down today, as in I'm sad. I like how you say as in I'm sad, Anna. Really nice. I would say personally, Anna, are you from Spain? Because I feel like you're Spanish. I was gonna say, a mí me saldría decir. I would say this. I'm feeling a bit down today. See, haha. Yeah, I don't know why I had that. Your English is excellent. Good woman. Good job. You're probably living in Ireland, are you? Are you living in Ireland or in the UK? It sounds like it. So, I'm feeling, what is this? I'm feeling really down today is another one. Says I'm down today. Yeah, I would say, because I'm only saying I'm down today also has another meaning. right? So you should say, I'm feeling down today. I'm feeling a bit down today. Try to feel down is better. To feel down, right? And yeah, to be down in the dumps, brilliant, Dean, exactly. To be down in the dumps, excellent. Yeah, to feel blue, for sure, really, really, really good. To feel down, noted, brilliant, Anna. Yeah, good job, Dean, excellent, really, really amazing vocabulary. Vadim, we don't say down vibes, we say bad vibes. We say bad vibes. So you could say, look, the bosses bad vibes are getting me down. There you go, Vadim. Nice one, okay? The boss's bad vibes are getting me down. The boss's bad vibes are getting me down, okay? So get into, thanks, cool, no problem, it's okay. So become involved in something, So for example, she got into trouble. It means she got involved in trouble. Another one is, look, I was thinking today when I made this, she got into drugs at a young age. So she got involved in taking drugs at a young age. It's a pity, okay? Next one is get rid of, right? So this is like throw away. Throw away, dispose of. So remove something unwanted. For example, get rid of those old clothes. Or free yourself from a problem or person. So we need to get rid of corruption. Apart from having an excellent command of English, do you also speak Irish? Oh, Dean, I wish I did. Look, in Ireland, when I was at school anyway, it was compulsory to speak Irish. In primary school, learn in primary school and in secondary school. And to go to university, you needed the equivalent of a B1 or a B2 exam, which I did, okay? But I'm so sorry to say, like, the only time that I really engage now with Irish is when I'm watching Irish sports on TV, or like with my uncle. My uncle watches the Irish sports with Irish commentary, okay? And I have a neighbor here also who speaks, and he writes to me in WhatsApp in Irish. And my dad, a few words, you know. I would like to go back and study it, but like unfortunately I don't use it. I'd have to go to the west of Ireland. It's such a pity, but I don't use it daily now, so I don't speak it with anyone. It's so sad. So sad. So remove something unwanted, get rid of those old clothes. Free yourself from a problem or person. We need to get rid of corruption, okay? And the next one, get together. So this is to meet socially, okay? For example, let's get together next week. So you know together is like, bueno, juntos, for the Spanish guys, yeah, to be together. And let's get together, it's like let's meet next week. Gather in one place. The family got together for Christmas. So the family met and spent time together for Christmas. It's like saying to hang out. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah. To hang out. Yeah. To hang out. Maybe a little bit more formal, I would say. Slightly more organized and formal than hang out is what I would say for you to distinguish between them. Hang out is very casual, very informal, but get together can be slightly more organized, slightly more formal. Okay? Like you would organize in advance to get together, to have a get together. That's how I would distinguish those two, but they're definitely synonyms. Yeah. Super. Okay. Then, yeah, form a relationship. Okay, so for example, they got together in college. So that means they started dating. Okay, in college. All right, so the next one, and I think this is going to be the last one for today because I need to go to training. So get around to, get around to. Finally find the time to do something. We mentioned this already before. The word get is there. Yes, it is, Vadim. Yes, it is. Get is everywhere because we use it to replace a lot of other verbs, especially in spoken English. You know, get is everywhere. And it's quite difficult, you know, it's quite intimidating as well, I think, for learners. So I think it's just so useful. I was asking myself today, what am I going to do today in the live class? And I just thought, get a little bit of get. It's not everything, but a little bit of get would be really useful for people. So that's what I decided. So get around to is, yeah, I mentioned get around to painting my house is what I mentioned before. So get around to finally find time to do something. Finally find time to do something. For example, I haven't gotten around to cleaning the garage. So that means I haven't found time to clean the garage. Haven't gotten around to cleaning the garage. And you can notice as well, it's to with gerund here, which is interesting. After the to, it's cleaning with ing. When will you get around to calling her? So when will you find the time to call her? Now, in this case, it could also be like, when will you stop avoiding calling her? You know? When will you stop avoiding calling her? When will you get around to doing it? You know, you're implying that that person is avoiding this task. You know? Awesome. Okay, guys. So I feel like we're only getting warmed up now, but I'm gonna have to love you and leave you because I need to be somewhere at 8 o'clock. But the next day, tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it will be tomorrow, I'm going to continue with collocations with get, just to give you an idea. I'm going to do get drunk, get nervous, get caught is a good one, okay? Then I'm going to speak about some idioms. Look, get your foot in the door, get the hang of something, get on someone's nerves, get out of hand. I really like that one. Thank you, Vadim, you're so sweet. Okay, get the picture, get the message, right? And then I'm going to do the quiz at the end, I hope. I have more time tomorrow, I think. So I'll be able to do a bit more tomorrow, but we've done 40 minutes now anyway. Okay, guys, it was so awesome. Look, I don't know what time I'm going to be on tomorrow by the time I finish work, etc. If you would like to be in our WhatsApp group it's only the live notifications, and now I'm going to put in the WhatsApp group the vocabulary that I went through today. So if you would like to be in the WhatsApp group, you can shoot me your WhatsApp number in the DMs and I'll just add you to the group. Okay? And then you'll know when I'm getting online. I'm sorry I can't. Okay, cool, Vadim. I'm sorry I can't have the same time every week, but I have too much work and then, life. So, yeah, I'm good, but I get on as often as I can. Okay, a couple of times a week. So it's nice for me to be able to tell people when I'm going on via WhatsApp. And also to send, thank you, Vadim, and also to send the notes, because I think it's cool that you have your vocabulary there after the live. Okay? All right, guys, do you have any questions before I log off, before I sign off? Thank you so much for participating today, It was really nice. I had a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying doing the TikToks. So like Dean said, it will be a lot of fun when hey, that reminds me what Dean said. If anybody would like to participate verbally or whatever, you can send me a message too. And when I see that you're a normal person, okay, you're joking. Okay, maybe it's a bit too personal, those questions, Okay, for now, until I get to know everybody a bit better. I don't know who's listening to this live. So I'm over the moon to have taken part in this live. Oh, that's so cool. Good expression. Really nice expression. Okay. So yeah, maybe what I can do is maybe for tomorrow, if anybody would like to participate with the video call, maybe you can just send me a message and introduce yourself and say, hello, Vikki, I'm studying C1. I would like to participate in the live, like with the video, so I can speak with you. Or, and then if I see that it's okay, that you're, that would be really cool. I don't know how many people can do it at the same time, but um, for sure, we can try. We can try that. Do you have the opportunity to brush up on my English? Yeah. Do I have? Do you have? No? See, I would like the opportunity to brush up on my English. Yeah. Did have. I had. So I had the opportunity to brush up on my English. Yes. Nice one. Liquid English. Hi. I have some problem with some words. Okay, that sounds like kind of a tongue twister, doesn't it? A bit. It sounds like a tongue twister. Okay, guys. So nice to have you, okay? And thank you so much for participating. I really enjoyed it. So hopefully we'll see each other tomorrow. Okay? Bye guys. Have a nice evening. You're so welcome. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Okay, guys.